There are certain days that don't seem to belong to any season. Not quite autumn, not yet winter. The light feels held, as if time's trying to pause before it has to let go again. Today was one of those days. I walked to the lake, haven't been there in years. Took the long way around, through the trees where we used to pick the little blackberries. That stained her fingers and made her smile like a thief. The path is still there, though the roots have gotten bolder, and my knees don't quite know how to argue back. But I made it, step by step, memory by memory. I sat on the same bench, the one with the missing slat, the one we carved our initials into. Though I never told her, I went back the next day to carve a little heart beneath them. I thought about her, of course I did. Not in the sharp way anymore, more like a whisper you only hear when you're not trying to. I still don't know what it was we had. Not love, perhaps. Not fully, but not love either. It was something quieter, something that lived in between words. In the way she'd straighten the collar of my coat before I went out. In the way we didn't need music to dance. People ask me if I regret it, if I wish I had said more, stayed longer, written back sooner. Some connections are meant to live in the spaces they leave behind. I kept the last letter she sent, still unopened. It's in the drawer next to the window, under a stack of old postcards and a brass key. That doesn't open anything anymore. Sometimes I touch the envelope as if the words inside are still warm. A part of me wants to read it. Another part is afraid, not of what it says, but of what it doesn't. Because if she said goodbye, if she closed the door, then all I have left is the sound of it closing. But I never heard it. Not really, not in the way that matters. And so, in this house, in this old chair, in this heart that still stirs when it snows, the door never closed. It stayed ajar. just wide enough for a voice to slip through, or a memory, or maybe her. They say the past is a place you shouldn't live. I don't, not quite. But sometimes, on quiet evenings like this, I visit. I sit in its kitchen. I drink its tea, and I talk to someone who's no longer there. Not with sorrow, not with bitterness, just with presence. And maybe she visits too. Maybe in some mirror, in some other small forgotten town. She's sitting by her window, touching the same kind of silence. Maybe she never read my last letter either. Maybe that's how we stay together. Not by holding on, but by both letting go at the same time. I never did hear her footsteps again, but the door never closed. When the world sleeps, let the silence stay